All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and bishops and elders of Great Millstone that do rule well through the Holy Spirit. And peace and blessing and salutations unto you elect, who are scattered throughout the four winds of this earth, fulfilling your lots in all truth and all sincerity. I'm the brother Sha'ar from the Great Millstone Doubters Branch, coming to you all just with a quick live show. The Spirit's on me to just make mention of this really quick. You know, I posted a video a little bit ago, still processing and got to upload and all that. But we also did a Day of Atonement lesson last night, which was led by the elder Yashawamba. Lord's will, the Spirit, I posted on my page, but you know, it was posted on his page, GMS Remnant Saved 144. You know, but as we're currently still in the Day of Atonement here in Dallas, it's 3:15. All right, I just want to say, you know, through the Spirit, as you all see the title of the lesson, brethren and sisters, don't forget to pierce the clouds. And the reason why I say it, you know what I'm saying, obviously, of course, you know, we know to pray and pray continually, as the scriptures does give us commandment to do. All right, but you know, when you're going through a fast, you know what I'm saying, time, especially for those of you all that are younger in the faith, if this is like your first or your second Day of Atonement, a lot of us coming from the world never fasted. You know what I'm saying? Now, being in the truth, obviously, you know, you've kept the Day of Atonement X amount of years that you've been in the truth. And you know how to deal with it. You know how to deal with the hunger pains. You know how to deal with Satan when he's trying to come at your way. Whoop-de-woo, you know how that goes. But for you brethren that are new to the faith and that are younger in the faith, and to you sisters, you know, starting with the brethren, of course, if this is your first fast, you could come to the point where demons are fucking with your mind, you're dreaming about food, whatever, and you could be hungry, and you might get to the point where you're fasting to keep the Day of Atonement, but you might forget to just pray regularly during that day. Because when we keep this Day of Atonement, we commemorate first and foremost Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, because he ultimately represents the atonement. All right, when the two goats, when you look at how the Day of Atonement was kept back in the ancient world, all right, when the high priest pretty much would bring the goat into the court to be slew and sacrificed. All right, you had another goat that all the weight of the Israelites, all the sins on the Israelites were placed on that goat, and that goat was sent out to the wilderness, where it eventually died, you know, outside the camp, which Yahweh Shai represented both of those goats, you know. But all in all, just to say all that, he represents the atonement. The Day of Atonement was an actual act that was done back in the order of Aaron, but it really stems back to Yahweh Shai, pertaining to Hebrews 10:1, how the law is a shadow of things to come. All right, so I say all that to say, we fast and remember what Yahweh Shai did for us. All right, but also remember to pray, and pray. Whatever request you have toward the Lord, pray it. All right, whatever it is. Obviously, you do that anyway, and we've been conditioned and trained through the Holy Spirit to do that anyway. But the Lord gave us a special day when we all are fasting. All right, and when we're all fasting, as you read it, and you read Isaiah 58, you know, a lot of us read cry loud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, you know, which is how it's properly broke down. But when you continue to read down on that verse, it goes into how a fast is taken and what that fast ultimately represents. All right, and that's to loosen those bands of weight that's been set beside us. And how are those bands loosed? You pray unto the Lord. All right, you constantly pray unto the Lord, man. You know, that's why I titled it in this lesson, remember to pierce them clouds. You know, because you read it in Sirach, where it talks about how the prayers of the righteous pierce the clouds. You read it in Revelation, the 8th chapter, where it gives you a visual of the spiritual tabernacle in the heavens. And in that spiritual tabernacle, there's smoke from incense. And that smoke of the incense is our prayers that fills up the whole tabernacle. All right, so our prayers aren't being unnoticed. All of our prayers that we call out unto the Lord are being documented. All right, whether if you noticed they're answered or not, they're all being accounted and they're all being documented. And I didn't want to make this lesson long at all. Just wanted to speak on that while it was on my spirit. All right, but make sure we're remembering to pierce them clouds today. All right, there's 4 hours left. The sun goes down over here in Dallas, DFW, at around 7:16. So there's 4 hours left. All right, to still make your supplication unto the Lord. All right, to remember Yahweh Shai. Constantly, we do that every day anyway. Especially as we're here during the Day of Atonement, when all of us are fasting, We're all praying, and that matters. When you come to the Lord in the spirit of fasting, all right, it hits the heavens a little different than you coming to the Lord without fasting. Because when you're fasting, you're not eating and drinking. And when you're not eating and drinking and in the spirit, you're likened unto an angel at that time. Your spirit is more enhanced. And you really start to notice like the Lord answering certain prayers. You just start to notice spiritual things in general when you're fasting, you know? So I wanted to just give that message again. I wanted to just give a quick message. It's only 5, 6, 7 minutes long. But remember, you're praying unto the Lord. Remember to pray to the Lord. Shalom.